evening and welcome to the Gulf Coast Sports Network for tonight's live varsity volleyball matchup. Tonight we feature the Nature Coast Sharks led by head coach Emily Gore and the Springstead Eagles who are led by head coach Andrea Gracie. We're broadcasting live from Spring Hill, Florida tonight in the Eagles Nest of Springstead High School. I'm Will Wilkin. I'll be bringing you the call for all of tonight's action. Springstead's looking to finish the season strong going into the district playoffs. Tonight they have their crosstown rivals before wrapping up their regular season schedule against Crystal River. On the other side of the net tonight, we have the Nature Coast Sharks, who will look to get back on track after a difficult stretch to close out September. And they'll be busy over the last 9 days of the season, having 6 games during that time frame. County bragging rights are on the line tonight. We expect to see both teams come out with emotion and fire. Stay tuned. The Sharks and Eagles are coming up next on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. So we return to the Eagles Nest live, and we're ready to get underway. Thank you for joining us on the Gulf Coast Sports Network this evening for this live coverage of varsity volleyball action here in Hernando County. If you're new to the Gulf Coast Sports Network, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you never miss any of the action whenever we go live. Go ahead and toss a like our way as well. We sure do appreciate it. Lets us know that you're enjoying all the broadcasts that we bring to you here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. We're ready to get underway after the officials' conference. Go ahead, tell a friend, tell a family member that we're live this evening. You can also watch the game after we conclude. It's always available for free on the Gulf Coast Sports Network in our archive, part of our nonprofit mission to help promote all of our Hernando County athletes. We've had a lot of exciting action this fall, both with varsity volleyball, but also on the gridiron. Don't miss any of our remaining upcoming football games. You can check out our broadcast schedule on our YouTube channel. This week we have the Burger Bowl as the Hernando Leopards trek over to Springstead. You won't want to miss that. On the serve for Nature Coast, number 6, Maddie Cullum with the jump serve. Set up by Nuneg. An outstanding play there by Imhoff to get it back over. That's Cullum on the set. Getting it over is Valakovic. And a nice tap over by Valakovic, and the Sharks are on the board first. Again, Maddie Cullum on the serve. That's set up for Bunch. Nice spike over. Correction, that was McElroy on the serve. Unable to return is the Sharks, so the point and control will head over Springstead's way as we await the serve from Savannah Imhoff. She'll complete the jump serve. That's Pontrelli, who's unable to get a handle on it. And Springstead will take a 2-1 lead here in set number 1. We'll do our best with the numbers this evening. We're actually broadcasting from a different location. Knocked over is Valakovic. Set by Durham. Strauger. Pontrelli unable to get it over. 3-1 advantage Eagles. Again, Imhoff on the serve. She'll hit it over, dug out of there by Pontrelli. Set up by McElroy. Plato gets it over for the Eagles. Valakovic returns it for the Sharks. Nuneg to Bunch. Dug out of there by Cullum. Sent back by Pontrelli. A beautiful diving attempt by Nuneg. And the Sharks are unable to return the volley. And Springstead has a 4-0 run going. Again, Imhoff on the serve. Dug out of there by Tirado. That was Cullum on the spike. Tirado again to McElroy. To Cullum. Five to 1 now, advantage Eagles. Imhoff on the jump serve. That's Cullum to McElroy. Sent over by Pontrelli. Nuneg to Durham. Nuneg sends it over. Cullum digs it out to McElroy. Sets it up for Valakovic, but that's going to run long. Valakovic pleading her case that it was tipped. But the point will stand. It's 6-1 advantage Eagles, and the Sharks will take a timeout. We will do so as well and be back right after this. Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners. So we return to the live action here in the first. 5-1 your score, advantage Springstead. Savannah Imhoff, number 11, will continue the serve for Springstead as they put together a 6-0 run here after the Sharks got on the board first. Imhoff, serve will run long. A nice play there by Ava Pontrelli, recognizing the distance and letting it go out of bounds. Point in possession now back over to the Sharks. And Ava Pontrelli will do the serving duties for the Sharks. She'll send it over. That was Durham on the dig, sent back by Bunch. Tirado on the dig to McElroy. Spike attempt there by Genovese. Sending it over is Miller to McElroy. To Valakovic. A nice dig there by Imhoff to keep it alive. Spiking it back is Miller to Tirado. Cullum sends it over. Nuneg with the diving dig. Miller. Genovese tried for the block but couldn't get enough hands on it. Outstanding effort by both teams, but the Eagles will get the point and possession 7-2 as we await the serve from number 7, Ariana Durham. And that's going to fall in. 8-2. The Eagles applying the pressure early. You can see it from the body language on the Eagles as well. They're feeling the momentum right now. Dug out of there by Pontrelli to McElroy. Valakovic sends it over. Dug out of there by Imhoff to Nuneg for Durham. Set there by Pontrelli. McElroy tapped over by Cullum. Nuneg sent back by James. Valakovic sends that one long. Just had a little bit too much on it, but she had nice velocity on that spike. But it'll stay the Eagles' way, 9-2. Durham with the serve. Tirado to McElroy to Cullum. A beautiful block. Believe that was Bunch on the block. Dug out of there by Miller, sent up by Nuneg. Spike attempt by James. And the ruling is that it was a tip ball. 10-2. Lene James with that last point. McElroy up with it to Cullum. Cullum with the tip. Cullum again. Nuneg digs it out. McElroy to Tirado. Cullum tries to find some spot, and she does. An excellent attempt by a diving Emily Miller, but can't keep it in play. Point in possession goes back over to Nature Coast, 10-3. Serve upcoming by Tabitha Genovese. She'll serve it over, dug out of there by Durham to Nuneg. That was a spike by Emily Miller, but that's going to run long. Point over to the Sharks. They'll maintain the serve. And that'll be Tabitha Genovese, number 10. She'll send it over, dug out of there by Miller. A nice tap by Cullum. Maddie Cullum being alert, tapping it right back over to an unsuspecting Eagle crew for point number 5. Genovese on the serve. Dug by Imhoff to Nuneg. Spike attempt by Clado. Couldn't get enough on it. And the Sharks are putting together a run of their own. They now pulled to within 4, 10-6. Genovese on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug out there by Miller to Nuneg. Miller tries to spike it again. Comes up short. 10-7. Coach Gracie will take a timeout, and we will also. We'll be back right after this on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Navy SEAL veteran and endurance athlete Don Mann pushed his body to the limit and tried regenerative medicine when all other options failed.
It's unbelievable. I just assumed I was going to be in pain forever. And I've been in pain since the 80s. Now I'm running and riding a bicycle faster than I have in 7 years. Even my vision is better. I'm 100% pain-free right now. And I don't take any medications.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for regenerative treatment.
So as we come out of the timeout, it's been a game of runs so far. The Sharks got the first point of the set. The Eagles run off several in the row, and now the Sharks have answered. 10-7 is your score here in set number 1. Awaiting the serve from Tabitha Genovese. She'll send it over, dug by Durham to Nuneg. Lene James sends it over. McElroy to Valakovic, dug by Imhoff. Nuneg. And an illegal hit is ruled. Point over to the Sharks, and they pulled to within 2. Genovese with the serve. Miller to Nuneg. Back to Miller, dug out of there by Pontrelli to McElroy. Valkovic will send it over. Durham to Nuneg for Lene James, blocked by Cullum. McElroy sets it up for Cullum. Sending it over is Clado. And she finds the back corner. Excellent placement on that play. Point possession back over to the Eagles. 11-8. On the serve is Clado. She'll send it to Pontrelli. To Cullum. Pontrelli sends it over. Set up by Nuneg for Emily Miller. And she's able to get it in front of Adriana Toredo on a diving attempt. A good effort, but couldn't get there. 12-8 now. Isabella Clado now on the serve, number 2 for the Eagles. And she'll send it over. McElroy to Cullum, dug out of there by Clado. Nuneg sends it over to McElroy. Toredo for Cullum. Miller. That was Nuneg on the tap over. Valakovic, dug by Durham. A diving attempt there by Clado. We've got a great volley here. Cullum, Miller, Nuneg. Lene James with the spike. Valakovic, dug by Durham, set up by Nuneg. Miller, Toredo with the dig. Setting it up for Cullum. Diving play. That was Imhoff and Miller unable to keep it alive, but that was a great volley by both teams. Outstanding effort. but it's going to go the Sharks' way. They'll get the point in the possession. 12-9. So we await the serve from Hannah Valakovic. She'll send it over. Dug out of there by Clado. And an illegal hit is ruled on Lene James. And the Sharks keep battling back. They've now pulled within 2, 12-10. Valakovic on the serve. Dug by Durham to Nunig. Spike over by Miller. Carpenter keeps it alive off the net. Great play by Addison Carpenter. Lene James sends it over to Cullum. Toredo back to Cullum. Dug by Miller to Nunig, setting it up for Miller. She'll spike it home. A great attempt there by Carpenter and McElroy on the block, but Miller had too much on it. 13-10. Advantage Eagles, and we await the serve from number 12, Emily Miller, who just got the point on that fabulous spike. She'll send it over. Nice placement by Miller on that serve. That was Madison Miller on the diving attempt, but she couldn't get there. 14-10 now. Miller sent it over. Toredo digs it out to McElroy. Carpenter blocked. I believe that was by James. Another block attempt by Nunig with the elevation. And she blocks it right back. 15-10. Again, Miller on the serve. It's been an exciting first set here so far. That's going to go out of bounds. Each team has made runs here early here in the first set. Now we await the serve for number 6, Maddie Cullum. She'll send it over. And a beautiful spot by Maddie Cullum. Mark that ace down for number 6. 15-12. Cullum again on the serve. Durham with the dig to Nunig. She'll tap it over. Toredo to McElroy. Toredo will send it back. Dug out of there by Clado. Setting it up for Lene James. Tried to find some open court, but it drifts out of bounds. 13-15. Advantage Springstead. Nunig on the set to Imhoff. She'll send it back. Dug by Toredo to McElroy. And Pontrelli finds the back corner on an outstanding spike by Ava Pontrelli. And the Sharks have pulled to within 1. Again, we hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Throw a like our way as well. We sure would appreciate it as Cullum completes the serve. Dug by Durham. Nunig tries the tap, but Addison Carpenter said, not on my watch. She was waiting for that one. And she blocks it right back. We got ourselves a tie game, 15 apiece. Maddie Cullum on the serve. She'll send it over there. Dug by Miller. Set up for Miller. She'll send it back. Dug by Cullum to McElroy for Pontrelli. Dug out of there by Imhoff. Set up by Nunig for Lene James, correction. She'll get the point. Block attempt by Carpenter, but she wasn't close enough on the net. So Lene James with the point, sending it back over to the Eagles. Now serving is number 15. We actually don't have that on our roster. We apologize. Must have been a roster change. Addison Carpenter sends it back over. And we're all tied up again. 16-16 as we await the serve from Adriano Toredo, number 5. She'll complete the jump serve. Dug out of there by Emily Miller. Set up by Nunig. Back to Miller. She'll spike it home. A nice diving attempt there by Cullum to keep it alive. Pontrelli. She'll tap that one over and finding some open court in front of the net. And the Sharks have now taken the lead 17-16. Again, Toredo on the serve. Durham digs it out. Nunig with the set. That's Kendall Bunch who connects. ties the game back up and sends possession back over to the Eagles. Nice play by Kendall Bunch. We await the serve now from number 3, Isabella Nuneg. She's had some nice plays early on here in set number 1. McElroy to Cullum. Dug out of there by Durham. Miscommunication on the play by the Eagles. The Sharks will take the point. 18-17 advantage Sharks. Kristen McElroy, number 8, now with the serving duties for Nature Coast. McElroy with the serve. Dug by Miller. Nuneg up with it. Bunch sends it up. Kept alive by the Sharks. That was a diving attempt by Prontrelli. An outstanding play. Bunch again, and she'll connect this time. Kendall Bunch will not be denied, and she's tied up this game again, 18-18. So we're all tied up at 18 here in set number 1. Serving duties now go to number 11, Savannah Imhoff. Dug out of there by Toreto. McElroy with a great hustle play. Pontrelli sends it back. Dug by Durham to Nuneg. Emily Miller is blocked by Genovese. That's Valakovic, an outstanding play by the Eagles to keep that volley alive. McElroy setting it up for Pontrelli. She'll send it long. Point to the Eagles. Wow. That was an outstanding play by the Eagles to keep that volley alive. It was Durham who got the hand on it. And it went so fast, I didn't catch who actually got the volley back over, but that was Ariana Durham who kept it alive on that last volley. We've got a timeout on the play. We'll take one as well and be back right after this.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
So we return to live action here in set number 1. We've got a battle on our hands. Both teams made a series of runs, and now we've been to within 1 on the last couple of volleys. 19-18 advantage Eagles currently. As we wait the serve from Savannah Imhoff, she'll send it over, and that's going to run long. Nice awareness by Maddie Cullum to let that one go. We're all notched up at 19. Awaiting the serve from Ava Pontrelli, number 3. She'll send it over, dug out of there by Miller to Nuneg, set up for Miller. She'll spike it home. That was Genovese and Valakovic on the block attempt, but they're not able to come up with it. Point in possession will go back over the Eagles' way, 20-19, as we await the serve from number 7, Ariana Durham. Dug out of there by Toreto. Nice play by McElroy to keep it alive. Pontrelli sends it over. Durham. I believe that was Clado who tapped it over. Valakovic, a beautiful block. I believe that was Emily Miller on the block. And the Eagles are fired up. Oh, the point is ruled for Springstead. Or for Nature Coast, rather. We got ourselves a tie ball game again. All notched up at 20. Winning the serve from Tabitha Genovese. She'll send it over, dug by Miller for Nuneg, setting up for Miller. She'll spike it home. A big play for Springstead. 21-20 as we get closer to the critical match point. You always want to have possession your way when you get this close. The Eagles have it right now, waiting the serve from Isabella Clado. She'll send it over. Dug by Pontrelli up to McElroy. Valakovic sends it over. Durham to Nuneg. to Miller. A beautiful block. Addison Carpenter on the block. And the Eagles are unable to return it. We're all notched up again, this time at 21. Outstanding play by the Shark front line on that block. We await the serve by Valakovic. Hannah Valakovic sends it over to Nuneg. Emily Miller, Carpenter gets a hand on it. Toredo to McElroy. A beautiful block by Emily Miller. Timed the elevation perfectly. (22-21) advantage Springstead. Emily Miller, number 12, now on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Pontrelli to McElroy. Cullum sends it over. Clado up with it to Nuneg. Imhoff gets it over to Cullum. Pontrelli, a diving Emily Miller to Nuneg. Imhoff taps it over Carpenter. Toredo up with it to Cullum. Miller, Nuneg. Off the hand of Lene James. And we're all tied up again, 22-22. Got a timeout by Springstead. And we'll keep it right here. We'll tell you a little bit about our upcoming broadcasts. We hope you're enjoying tonight's varsity volleyball action. We've had a lot of great action this year on the varsity volleyball season. We do have one broadcast remaining. You won't want to miss it. We've got Crystal River at Nature Coast coming up next week, starting estimated 6:30 p.m. And, of course, you don't want to miss any of the action on the gridiron. Had a lot of great high school football games. And you don't want to miss the big rivalry game this week. We've got Hernando at Springstead. The Burger Bowl trophy is on the line. And, of course, we have other great matchups as well. You'll see it right there on the broadcast schedule, or just go to our YouTube channel on the Gulf Coast Sports Network, where you'll never miss any of the action if you hit that subscribe button. As always, we appreciate your viewership and your support. On the serve now, number 6, Maddie Cullum. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado to Nuneg. Lene James can't get it over. Carpenter was waiting for it. And a big point there for the Sharks. They're now up 23-22. Cullum on the serve. Miller with a beautiful diving attempt. Toredo up with it to McElroy. Carpenter sends it over. Clado up with it to Nuneg. Lene James was tipped by Carpenter, dug by Toredo, and sent over. Beautiful block! That was Nuneg and Lene James who came up with it. Point awarded to Springstead. We're all notched up at 23. Said earlier that it's been a game of runs. If either team can put together a run of 2 points, they've got it here. On the serve is number 15 for Springstead. That's going to run long. Point possession over to the Sharks. And they've got match point right here. If they can get it, the Eagles will be looking to keep this drive alive. Extend this game. Adriana Toredo on the serve. Toredo with the jump serve. Dug by Bunch to Nuneg. Set up for Miller. She sends it over. McElroy to Pontrelli. She sends it back. Clado, beautiful diving attempt by Nuneg. But the Eagles can't get it over. An outstanding battle in set number 1. But it goes the way of the Sharks. They'll take it 25-23. We'll go ahead and take a break between sets. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Certainly I'm an avid golfer, been, golf usually weekly, play a lot with my wife.
With the repetitive motion, as you know, with a lot of golfers, it's an unnatural motion that you put your body through.
After suffering for years with shoulder pain, Mike chose stem cell therapy as an alternative to surgery.
I'm just excited because patients that have been in pain for years that are now doing the things that they want to do. And Mike's just going to be adding to that list.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for stem cell treatment.
name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
So we're back to live action here in the Eagles' Nest at Springstead High School. And this matchup has not disappointed thus far. We've had a back and forth battle all through set number one, both teams going on some big runs until ultimately we had a tie match, and then it just kept going back and forth. And outstanding diving plays and great efforts by both teams. The Sharks come up with the victory in set number one, 25-23. As we get ready to start set number two. Just awaiting the clearance from the officiating crew. Springstead will start with the serve, and on the serve it'll be number 3, Isabella Nuneg. And we're cleared and ready to go. The opening serve of set number 2 comes up short. Point in possession to Nature Coast, 1-0. Serving duties now will be taken over by Kristen McElroy, number 8 for the Sharks. McElroy with the serve. She'll send it over. Clado up with it to Nuneg. Setting up Kendall Bunch. Diving play by McElroy. An outstanding effort there by Kristen McElroy, but she couldn't keep it in play as Kendall Bunch showed some power on that spike. We've got a 1-1 ball game. Now awaiting the serve from number 11, Savannah Imhoff. Imhoff on the serve with a 1-1 score in set number 2. Dug out by Toredo to McElroy. Valakovic sends it over. Nuneg diving attempt by Durham. And a collision. That's Bunch and Clado. Just going to give each other a check, make sure they're okay. You got to love that hustle. And they are okay. 2-1 advantage, Sharks. Pontrelli on the serve. Imhoff on the dig to Nuneg, to Emily Miller. She finds the back corner. An outstanding play by Emily Miller. And she's notched this game up at 2 and sent possession back over to the Eagles. As we're waiting the ball to return back in, we have another number that's not on our roster. We apologize. Number 13 for Springstead now on the serve. Toredo up with it to Cullum. McElroy sends it over. Nuneg for James. Diving play by Toredo to McElroy, setting up for Cullum. And Cullum delivers. Nice set there by McElroy for Cullum. She delivers point number 3 for the Sharks. Now awaiting the serve from number 5, Adriana Toredo. Toredo with the jump serve. Dug by Miller to Nuneg. Back to Miller. And a beautiful block by Carpenter. Eagles keep it alive. Miller sends it over. Pontrelli with the dig to McElroy. Cullum. Diving play there by Imhoff to Miller. James sends it back. Diving play by Toredo. McElroy off the net. Pontrelli had a little bit too much on that return, but a nice effort. Point possession will go Springstead's way, 3-3. And the serve now to Isabella Clado. She'll send it over, dug by Toredo, tapped over by Cullum. Nunig for Miller, and she'll connect. Emily Miller connects again. Eagles now take the lead, 4-3. Again, Isabella Clado on the serve, number 2. She'll send it over, dug by Valakovic. Diving attempt by McElroy. She couldn't get there. 5-3, advantage Eagles. Again, I'm Will Wilkie on the call for you tonight. Hope that you're enjoying tonight's broadcast, as that serve is going to run long and go out of bounds. 5-4. Now awaiting the serve from Hannah Valakovic. The lefty sends it over, dug by 13 to Nunig. Tapped over by Lene James. Toredo again to McElroy. Maddie Cullum sends it back. Nice set there by 13. Off the net is Miller, but she can't corral it. And the Sharks have tied up this game at 5. Valakovic with the serve. Nunig for Miller. Pontrelli keeps it alive. To Cullum again. Miller, dug by Valakovic. Had a little bit too much height on that one. Not sure if you could tell from the video, but it actually made a connection with the ceiling. A little bit of a deflection, which forced McElroy to adjust, and she couldn't get there. Despite the excellent effort, 6-5 advantage Springstead. Number 12, Emily Miller, now on the serve. Jump serve by Miller. Nice dig by Pontrelli to McElroy. Sending it over is Carpenter, dug by Miller. To Nunig. Lene James. Nice play by Toredo to McElroy. Cullum with the tap over. Toredo again. And rejected by Lene James with a beautiful block. Timed that elevation perfectly. 7-5, Springstead. Jump serve by Miller, comes up short. That'll send the point in the serve back over to the Sharks. And bring up number 6, Maddie Cullum. Cullum with the serve. Nunig to Lanziro. She sends it over. To Pontrelli, dug by Clado to Nunig. James. Carpenter sends it back. Nunig up with it. 13 sends it over. Cullum on the spike attempt. James tried to get the block. I believe a double hit was ruled on that play. Regardless, it's going to be a tie ball game now, 7-7. Possession remains with the Sharks. Cullum on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado. Nunig up with it. To Lene James. Nice block by Carpenter. But not enough coverage there on the front line, so it's going to fall in fair play. Point for Springstead, 7-8. Now awaiting the serve from Ariana Durham. She'll send it over. Dug by Toredo. McElroy up with it for Pontrelli. Dug by Clado again. Nunig to Miller. Sends it over. Nice play by Toredo. Miller tries to send it back. Bunch gets it back over. McElroy for Cullum. And she'll find some open court right in front of the diving Emily Miller. And the Sharks tie up the game at 8. And we have substitutions for both sides. The battle continues here in set number 2. 8-8 is our score. Waiting the serve from Addison Carpenter. She'll send it over. Nice diving play by 13. Again, we apologize. There's been a roster switch and we weren't provided with the update. The Sharks can't corral it. So Springstead answers right back. They'll take the serve and the point. 9-8. Serving is Isabella Nuneg, number 3. She'll come up short on that serve, and we'll notch it up at 9. As Nature Codes completes the substitution. Now on the serve, Kristen McElroy. She's had a lot of nice plays tonight covering her zone. She'll send it over, dug by Miller to Nuneg. Lene James. The correction, that was Emily Bunch. Bunch tried to get the tap over. Had a little bit too much spin on that ball. It's going to come up short, 10-9. Advantage Nature Coast. McElroy with the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado to Nuneg. Setting it up for Kendall Bunch. That's going to go long. A little bit too much there by Bunch. The Sharks open it up now a little bit, 11-9. If you're just joining us, as I mentioned earlier on, it was a game of runs in the first set. Each team going on a run, and then the other team answers. Spike attempt by Kendall Bunch, but again, too much on it. Had some room there in the back corner, but had too much velocity on that spike attempt. The point will go the Sharks' way, 12-9. Timeout, Springstead. And we'll take a timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. You're watching varsity volleyball action on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners.
So we return to live action here in set number 2. 12-9 is your score. Advantage Nature Coast. They also hold a 1-0 advantage. Serve from Kristen McElroy. Jump serve, gets it over. Dug by Miller. Ricochets. Out of play. Nature Coast putting together a little bit of an extended run here. They've now opened up a 4-point lead here in set number 2. 13-9. McElroy with the jump serve, dug by 13. Miller up with it. Nuneg sends it over. Genovese. McElroy sends it back. Nice diving dig. That's Lanziro with the spike. Valakovic. And Valakovic connects. And the Nature Coast Sharks are putting something together here. Got to believe that head coach Emma Legore is pleased with the performance thus far here in set number 2. With the jump serve, it's going to come up short. Point possession will go the Eagles' way, 14-10 now. And coming up on the serve will be number 11, Savannah Imhoff. She'll complete the jump serve. Valakovic up with it to McElroy. Nuneg for Miller. And she'll find the open court. That was Genovese and Valakovic who tried the block. 14-11. And Springstead adjusts their defensive alignment as Imhoff is now cleared for the serve. She'll send it over. Toredo up with it to McElroy. Pontrelli, Nuneg. 13 with the dig, sent back by Clado. Nice diving play by Toredo. McElroy, Valakovic. Imhoff keeps it alive. Miller sends it back, dug out by Cullum. And Valakovic, wow. A nice play by Imhoff to even keep that alive. Same play by Miller, or by Bunch rather. But the Eagles run out of chances on that volley, 15-11. Waiting to serve by Pontrelli. She'll send it over. Miller to Nuneg. Tapped over by Clado. Diving play there by Pontrelli. Cullum sends it back. Nice play by the Eagles to keep that alive. McElroy for Valakovic, and she'll connect. Hannah Valakovic. (16-11) advantage Sharks. Ava Pontrelli on the serve for Nature Coast. She'll send it over. Dug by Imhoff to 13. To Emily Miller. Dug by Toredo. McElroy for Cullum. Nice dig by Imhoff to Nuneg. Miller, and she connects in the back row. A nice spike by Emily Miller to send it to the back line, but keep it in play. 16-12. Point and serve back over to Springstead. The 13 on the serve. Timeout, Nature Coast. We'll try to track down an updated roster, but we'll take a quick break right after this.
Navy SEAL veteran and endurance athlete Don Mann pushed his body to the limit and tried regenerative medicine when all other options failed.
It's unbelievable. I just assumed I was going to be in pain forever. And I've been in pain since the 80s. Now I'm running and riding a bicycle faster than I have in 7 years. Even my vision is better. I'm 100% pain-free right now. And I don't take any medications.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for regenerative treatment.
So we return to live action. We were able to get updated roster information for Springstead. So number 13 is Shayla Hadaway. Hadaway on the serve. She'll send it over, dug by Toredo. McElroy gives chase. Toredo sends it over. Awaiting the ruling. And the point will go to Springstead, so that must have gone out of bounds. Doesn't have the best vantage point on it here. 16-13. Hadaway on the serve. Dug by Cullum. McElroy up with it. Valakovic sends it over. Diving play by Nuneg. Hadaway to Clado. Toredo up with it. Setting up by McElroy for Maddie Cullum. A beautiful block. That was Lene James on the block. Miller's going to send it over. McElroy for Toredo. Maddie Cullum ricochets off her palm. Looked like Cullum was expecting a different setup on that play. The Eagles are on a run of their own now. They've pulled to within two. Hadaway on the serve. Sending it over to Pontrelli to McElroy. Valakovic. Great velocity on that spike, but sends it long. And the Eagles have now pulled to within one, 16-15. Hadaway on the serve. A diving play by Pontrelli. Couldn't get there. Excellent placement by Hadaway. We got ourselves a tie ball game, 16 apiece. That serve's going to come up short. Point possession back over to the Sharks. I was just about to say before that serve, that's why we bring you these games live, because there's some outstanding talent here in Hernando County. And these girls are laying it all out on the line with great effort here tonight. It's a beautiful display, so we hope you're enjoying it. Hadaway with the dig to Clado. Emily Miller, nice play. Beautiful dive by Toredo. Addison Carpenter sends it back, dug by Nuneg to Hadaway. Clado sends it over. Pontrelli to Valakovic. Back to Pontrelli. Clado up with it to Nuneg. Lene James, too much. And that's going to run long. A big point there for the Sharks as we draw ever closer to match point. 18-16 now. Toredo on the serve. That's going to curve out of bounds. 17-16 now. Isabella Clado on the serve. It's going to come up short. 19-17 now, advantage Sharks. Clado not happy with that serve. You can see it in the body language. Both teams want this game bad. Serve by Valakovic, that's going to run long. And again, we got a 1-point game, 19-18 here in set number 2. Emily Miller now on the serve for the Eagles. She'll send it over. Point to Nature Coast as the serve was not cleared by the official. So point possession back to Nature Coast, 20-18. Served by Maddie Cullum. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado, set up by Nuneg. Lene James, nice play there by Cullum to dig it out. Madison Miller sends it back to Emily Miller. Nuneg up with it, and Lene James to Toredo. Ricochets out of play. Again, the power by Lene James pays off for the Eagles. They pulled it within one, 20-19. Now on the serve for the Eagles, number 7, Ariana Durham. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy up with it for Pontrelli. Beautiful block by Bunch and Nuneg. Nuneg sends it back. An alert play. Outstanding play by Isabella Nuneg. Faking the set and just tossing it back over. We got ourselves a tie ball game. And a timeout on the floor. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the conclusion of set number 2. We'll be right back.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
So we return to live action now. We've got a tie ball game, 20 apiece. Ariana Durham sends it over. Toredo ricochets out of bounds. Pontrelli can't get there. And the Eagles have now battled back to take a 1-point lead, 21-20. Outstanding effort here by the Eagles to get back into this game. Durham sends it over, dug by Toredo to McElroy. Pontrelli sends it over. Nice diving play there by Durham. Nuneg. That was Lanziro. Kendall Bunch. But the Sharks come out the victor on that volley. Wow, an outstanding effort by both teams. And we're all notched up again at 21 apiece. Awaiting the serve from Addison Carpenter. Carpenter's going to come up short. Big play there for the Eagles. As we're now within striking distance to match point, 22-21. Nuneg on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug out of there by Cullum to McElroy. Pontrelli. And the ruling is inbounds. An outstanding placement there by Ava Pontrelli. And a big play for the Sharks to tie up this game at 22 apiece. And send the all-important serve the Sharks' way. And it'll be number 8, Kristen McElroy. McElroy with the jump serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Emily Miller. Nuneg for Clado. Dug by Toredo. McElroy. Valakovic. Bunch got a hand on it, but not enough as it finds some open court. And a big point there for the Nature Coast Sharks. 23-22 now. McElroy on the jump serve. Dug by Durham to Clado. Miller will send it over. Cullum for McElroy. And a beautiful play by Tabitha Genovese, reading the defense and finding open court. Andrea Gracie will take the timeout as we now have match point for Nature Coast. We'll take a quick timeout also. We'll be right back. So we return to set 2, 24-22 your score. McElroy on the serve. She'll send it over. Miller for Nuneg. Kendall Bunch set by McElroy, dug by Cullum. McElroy sends it back. Miller to Nuneg for Bunch, dug by Cullum. McElroy, Pontrelli, Miller up with it to Nuneg. Back to Miller, Cullum. McElroy, Pontrelli, Nuneg, Durham for Emily Miller, and she finds the court right in front of Toreto. A huge play for the Eagles to keep the set alive. 24-23 now. Awaiting the serve from Savannah Imhoff. Imhoff on the serve. She'll send it over. Toreto up with it to McElroy. Pontrelli to Clado. Durham up with it. Back to Clado. She'll send it over. Diving play by Toreto. Velakovic to Nuneg. Durham. Clado sends it back to Cullum. Velakovic just misjudged the ball there. She wanted that spike, but jumped just a tad too early. And we're all notched up at 24. Just a reminder for our viewers, it's win by 2. Imhoff over. That's Pontrelli, and Pontrelli with authority sends it home. And a huge point for Nature Coast. As they stop the Springstead run, they now have a 1-point lead, 25-24, with match point potentially upcoming here. Served by Ava Pontrelli. She'll send it over, dug by Durham to Nuneg. Emily Miller, dug by Toreto. McElroy for Cullum. And Cullum connects! You know, I got to say, an outstanding effort by both teams, not only here in set number 2, but in set number 1 as well. 26-24 is your final here in set number 2. Nature Coast takes it. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break ourselves for the in-between set intermission. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Divinity on a custom skincare regimen the year leading up to my wedding. It included a series of in-office treatments, microneedling, PRP, hydrofacials, and an at-home skincare regimen. So I had no worries the day of my wedding. My skin was perfect.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners.
Navy SEAL veteran and endurance athlete Don Mann pushed his body to the limit and tried regenerative medicine when all other options failed.
It's unbelievable. I just assumed I was going to be in pain forever. And I've been in pain since the 80s. Now I'm running and riding a bicycle faster than I have in 7 years. Even my vision is better. I'm 100% pain-free right now. And I don't take any medications.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for regenerative treatment.
Specializing in personalized jewelry and gifts, Morningshire Market brings the game to life with custom baseball keepsakes. From necklaces to key rings, bottle toppers, and more, the options to have custom gifts made to order are limitless with Morningshire Market. Whether shopping for yourself or shopping for others, ensure that Morningshire Market is at the top of your lineup.
Morningshire Market on Etsy. Use code DOUBLEPLAY at checkout for 15% off your purchase.
Navy SEAL veteran and endurance.
So we advance now to set number 3. We've had a battle the entire way. The Nature Coast Sharks come out on top in set number 2, and they now hold a 2-0 advantage. But an outstanding effort by both teams here this evening. We've had some great plays. So we're ready to get started here. Both teams in their positions. We await the serve by number 8, Kristen McElroy, as Nature Coast will serve first here in set number 3. McElroy with the jump serve. She sends it over, dug by Miller to Nuneg. Miller sends it back. She finds open court and connects in between Cullum and Toredo. And the Eagles jump out on top first, 1-0. On the service, Savannah Imhoff. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy setting it up for Valakovic. She sends it over. Beautiful placement by Hannah Valakovic. Right in the back corner. And the point possession will go back the Sharks' way. 1-1. Ava Pontrelli now on the serve for Nature Coast. She'll send it over to a diving Durham. Nuneg to Bunch. Nice play by Pontrelli to keep that alive to McElroy. Valakovic up with it to Durham to Nuneg. Clado blocked by Genovese, but ruled out of bounds. That was a nice play by Tabitha Genovese, just didn't stay in bounds. It goes the Eagles' way, 2-1. Serve upcoming now by number 15, which is not on any of our rosters, so we apologize for that. Dug by Pontrelli to Valakovic. A nice block by Miller. Didn't see the ruling on that one. I apologize. But the point goes to the Eagles, 3-1, as Coach Emily Gore wanted some clarification as well. 3-1 advantage Eagles. 15 on the serve. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy up with it. Cullum sends it over. Miscommunication there on the Springstead side. Ricochet is out of bounds. The point will go the Sharks' way to 3-2 now here in set number 3. Some substitutions by both teams. Awaiting the serve by number 10, Tabitha Genovese. Genovese sends it over. Nice serve by Genovese. Miller had to dive for it. James sends it back. Dug by Pontrelli. McElroy up with it. Carpenter sends it over. Nuneg for Miller. A nice block by Carpenter. An illegal touch ruled on the Eagles. And the Sharks have battled back and tied up this game now, 3 apiece. We've got 3 on the boards, 3 for each team in set number 3. And number 10, Tabitha Genovese on the serve. She'll send it over, dug by Imhoff to Nuneg. Miller, an outstanding spike by number 12, Emily Miller. Great velocity on that spike. 4-3. Isabella Clado on the serve for the Eagles. She'll send it over. Dug by Valakovic to McElroy. Cullum sends it over. Nuneg up with it to Miller. And another spike by Emily Miller. You can see it on Miller's face. She feels like she's in a groove right now. Plato with the serve. Pontrelli. Ricochet off of Pontrelli. 3 in a row for the Eagles now, 6-3. To Springstead, its advantage. Clado remains on the serve. She'll send it over. Pontrelli to McElroy. Carpenter. James got a hand on it, but not enough to block it. And that'll drop in for a Sharks point. Substitution for the Sharks. Madison Miller on the serve. Diving play by Clado. Heads up, tap by Carpenter. Cullum finds some open real estate in the back line. And she'll connect with that spike. 6-5. Madison Miller remains on the serve for Nature Coast. They've now pulled it within 1. Durham to Nuneg. Taps it over. McElroy up with it now. That was Carpenter. Miller blocked by Carpenter. Ricochets out of bounds. A nice block attempt by Carpenter, but unable to keep it in play. Point possession will go the Eagles' way, 7-5. Emily Miller now on the serve. She'll send it over. The official was not ready. So it looks like we'll replay the serve. Miller on the serve to Toredo. McElroy. Cullum sends it over to Miller. Nuneg for Clado. Back to Pontrelli. McElroy up with it. Pontrelli sends it over to Miller. Nuneg for James. Block attempt by Carpenter. Didn't get enough on it. Cullum tried to keep it alive. A nice hustle play there by Cullum, but couldn't do much with it. 8-5 advantage Eagles. Miller sends it over. Mark that ace down for Emily Miller. Coach Emily Gore will take a timeout, and we'll do so as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
So we're back to live action now. 9-5 advantage Eagles. Miller on the serve, dug by Toredo. McElroy up with it. Carpenter tries to send it over. Some miscommunication there on the Nature Coast side. 10-5 Springstead. Miller again on the serve. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy up with it for Carpenter. She'll send it over. Miller on the run. Spike attempt there by Adelman. Cullum. That's going to run long. And the Eagles have a big run going here in the third. They've now opened up a 6-point lead. 11-5. Miller with the serve. Pontrelli to McElroy. Maddie Cullum taps it over to Nuneg. Durham. Clado sends it back. Diving play by Toredo. Cullum. So there was a collision there. Lene James makes the adjustment. Dug by Madison Miller. Cullum to Clado to Nuneg. A diving play by Pontrelli. And Addison Carpenter puts an end to the volley there. Alertly finding the open court on the left-hand side to end the Springstead run. 11-6 the score. Awaiting the serve from Maddie Cullum. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado. Nuneg to Miller. Dug by Toredo. McElroy for Pontrelli. Durham. Nuneg. Adelman sends it back. Setting it up for Carpenter. Mistimed that jump a little bit. Point and serve back over the Eagles' way. And we'll await the serve from Ariana Durham now, number 7. Durham with the serve. Back to Cullum. McElroy for Pontrelli. Comes up short on the spike attempt. And the Eagles have now opened up a 7-point lead here in set number 3. Durham again on the serve after the Nature Coast substitution. That's going to come up short. (13-7). Adriana Toredo now on the serve for Nature Coast. With the jump serve, Clado to Nuneg from Miller. Cullum with the dig to McElroy, back to Cullum. Miller, Nuneg for Kendall Bunch. Outstanding effort by the Sharks, but they run out of touches. That was Miller, Toredo, and Durenches. 14-7 now, advantage Springstead. Nuneg with the serve. Toredo, McElroy for Cullum. And Cullum finds some open court on the tap over. Nice read by Maddie Cullum, not trying to do too much with it. 14-8. Serve back over to Nature Coast, number 8, Kristen McElroy. McElroy with the jump serve. Clado up with it to Nuneg. Bunch with the spike. McElroy sends it back. Durham setting up Clado. Diving play by McElroy. Beautiful tap over by Kendall Bunch. Alertly sending it back. But it's going to be ruled Nature Coast point for an illegal touch. Andrea Gracie asking for a clarification. 14-9. McElroy now on the serve. Jump serve sends it over to Miller. Nuneg up with it, setting it up for Bunch. Bunch spikes it home. McElroy can't come up with it. Bunch had too much on that one. 15-9. Serve back over to Springstead. And Alexis Adelman now on the serve for the Eagles. Adelman sends it over. Valakovic up with it. Spike attempt by Genovese. Sent back by Kendall Bunch. Kendall Bunch on the block. The Eagles are not backing down here in set number 3. They're maintaining their 7-point advantage. Adelman on the serve. She'll send it over, dug by Toredo to McElroy. Sent over by Durenches. Nuneg for Clado. Dug by Toredo. Set up by McElroy. Durenches sends it over. Nunegg for Miller. Nice diving play by Cullum. Wow. Outstanding play by Cullum. And that spike attempts to go long. The diving play by the Sharks pays off. 16-10. Substitutions here for the Sharks. Pontrelli now on the serve for Nature Coast. Pontrelli to Adelman. Ricochets out of play. 16-11. Coach Gracie having a good laugh about it over there on the bench as it went right to her. I think her instinct was to send it back, but she held back. Adelman with the dig to Nunegg. Nunegg to Miller. Dug by Toretto to McElroy. Maddie Cullum tried to go for the tap. Didn't get enough on it. Substitutions for the Eagles now. Number 15 on the serve, and we do apologize. We tried to track 15 down, but there have been no updates to any rosters that we've been provided. 15 on the serve. Cullum for McElroy. Valakovic blocked by Miller. Lene James taps it back. Valakovic keeps it alive, sending it over as Cullum. An alert play by Maddie Cullum to send it back over. Point and possession over for the Sharks, 12-17. Tabitha Genovese now on the serve. She'll complete the serve over. Durham to Nunegg. Clado with a tap over. Beautiful placement by Isabella Clado. Very alert play and a big point for Springstead. 18-12. And Clado will take the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Pontrelli to McElroy. Sent over by Valakovic to Nunegg. And a miscommunication there between James and Clado. Looked like they both wanted that one. That's going to result in the point and serve for Nature Coast. And coming into the game and taking over the serving duties will be number 12, Madison Miller. Miller on the serve. To Adelman. Ricochet is out of bounds. As both Nunegg and Durham gave chase but couldn't get there. The Sharks pulled it within 4. Miller on the serve. She'll send it over. Imhoff to Nunegg. To Lene James. A beautiful block by Carpenter. McElroy. Carpenter. Return block by James. Toretto sends it over. Clado for Nunegg. Lene James to Toretto. Cullum. Nunegg. Miller. Nice diving play by Pontrelli, but couldn't keep it in bounds. Springstead answers again. They have not backed down here in set number 3. 19-14. Waiting the serve from Emily Miller. She'll send it over. Toretto with the dig to McElroy. Setting up Cullum. She'll send it over, but that goes out of bounds. A beautiful read by Isabella Clado. Checking that line before letting it go. 20-14. As we inch ever closer to match point. Emily Miller sends it over. Toretto unable to get enough air under that one. Despite the nice hustle play to get there. 21-14 now. Miller to Toretto. McElroy up with it. Carpenter sends it over. Diving play by Emily Miller to Nunegg. McElroy to Carpenter. Taps it over. Kept alive. And the Eagles can't maintain the volley. Point possession back over for Nature Coast. Maddie Cullum on the serve. Dug by Durham. Nuneg to Lene James. That's going to go out of bounds. Nature Coast pulls to within 5. 21-16, advantage Springstead. Set number 3. Cullum, Adelman. Nuneg back to Adelman, blocked by Carpenter. Kept alive. Toredo for Pontrelli. Beautiful block by Lene James. McElroy keeps it alive to Nuneg. Lene James sends it over. Toredo to McElroy. Pontrelli dug out of there by Adelman to Nuneg. Emily Miller setting up Maddie Cullum. And Maddie Cullum connects. Great volley and hustle by both teams. Keeping that volley alive with diving plays all over the place. Both teams sense the importance here in set number 3. Cullum on the serve. Dug by Durham. Nuneg up with it to Lene James. Too much on that spike. (21-18) advantage Springstead. Timeout is called, and we'll take one as well. Don't go anywhere. We've got exciting varsity volleyball action. We'll be back right after this. So we return to live action here in set number 3. The Eagles were maintaining a 7-point lead. Nature Coast has now battled back and pulled to within 3. Cullum on the serve. Plato to Nuneg. Adelman. Carpenter sends it back over, dug by Miller to Nuneg. Lene James blocked by Carpenter, kept alive. The Eagles keep it alive and capitalize on the play. 22-18. Ariana Durham now on the serve for the Eagles. Able to get it over McElroy to Toredo. Pontrelli, Plato to Nuneg. Kendall Bunch, dug by Cullum, Miller. Nuneg for Bunch, dug by Miller to McElroy, setting up for Maddie Cullum. Miller keeps it alive to Nuneg. Both teams heavily communicating here. They know how precious these last few points are. Adelman sends it over. McElroy up with it to Pontrelli. Diving play by Emily Miller to Nuneg. Kendall Bunch. And Kendall Bunch connects. 23-18. Timeout, Nature Coast. And we'll keep it right here. No commercial, but I am going to take a quick break. I'll turn the audio back on in just a moment. So we're back to live action here in set number 3, and what a ball game we have here. 23-18 advantage Springstead. Springstead on the serve. Durham sends it over. Dug by Cullum to McElroy for Pontrelli. Block attempt. Goes out of play. Diving play by Clado. She runs into the bench. Great hustle, but can't keep it alive. I got to tell you, both teams want this game. They want it bad. On the serve now, Adriana Torredo, number 5 for the Sharks. She'll complete the jump serve to Emily Miller. To Nuneg. Miller back up with it. Dug by Cullum, or rather Carpenter. Pontrelli sends it back. Miller to Nuneg. Alert play by Nuneg just to send it right back. Pontrelli, diving play by Miller. Durham. Plato sends it over. A beautiful block by Kendall Bunch. Bunch elevates and comes up with a key block for the Eagles. Eagles now have match point here in set number 3. Isabella Nuneg on the serve. She'll send it over, dug by Cullum. McElroy for Pontrelli. Miller up with it to Nuneg, setting up Emily Miller. Ricochets. And the ball, the ball is stuck up in the rafters. So a ricochet on the play that got sent back up into the rafters and got stuck on top of the air duct system. The ball never came down. Coach Gracie is trying to determine what the call is here. Emily Gore is patiently waiting the call as well. This is match point, so you can understand why a replayed ball would not go over well on the Springstead side. And that is the ruling, so they'll do it all over again. Isabella Nuneg on the serve. Dug out of there by Miller. Sent over by McElroy. Nuneg setting up Kendall Bunch. And Kendall Bunch gets it done. The Eagles answer right back. And they take set number 3. 25-19 is your final for set number 3. We'll move to the 4th frame. Don't go anywhere. You're watching exciting varsity volleyball action right here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes.
I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Divinity on a custom skincare regimen the year leading up to my wedding. It included a series of in-office treatments, microneedling, PRP, hydrofacials, and an at-home skincare regimen. So I had no worries the day of my wedding. My skin was perfect.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
Certainly I'm an avid golfer, been golf usually weekly. play a lot with my wife.
With the repetitive motion, as you know, with a lot of golfers, it's an unnatural motion that you put your body through.
After suffering for years with shoulder pain, Mike chose stem cell therapy as an alternative to surgery.
I'm just excited because patients that have been in pain for years that are now doing the things that they want to do. And Mike's just going to be adding to that list.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for stem cell treatment.
Who's ready for more volleyball? We move to set number 4. And it's been a battle the entire way. It's been exciting volleyball here tonight. If you got friends and family in the Hernando County area, do us a favor. Let them know about the Gulf Coast Sports Network, especially this game right here. These wonderful athletes deserve an audience. We're certainly happy that you're joining us here tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Toss some likes our way as well. We sure would appreciate it. As we start here in set number 4, Isabella Nunez sends it over. Dug out of there by Cullum. Pontrelli sends it over. Finds the back corner is Ava Pontrelli. And the Sharks get on the board first. On the serve for Nature Coast will be number 8, Kristen McElroy. McElroy on the jump serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado to Nuneg. Bunch ricochets off McElroy. And Kendall Bunch delivers. We're all tied up 1-1. Now on the serve is going to be number 11, Savannah Imhoff. Imhoff on the jump serve to Maddie Cullum. Cullum to McElroy. Tapped over by Pontrelli. Blocked by Emily Miller. Valakovic sends it over to Bunch. To Nuneg. Clado. Point for Springstead. Genovese tried to get the block there but couldn't connect. 2-1 advantage Springstead. Imhoff on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Toreto. Cullum sends it over to Clado. Miller comes up short. Point and possession will go back over the Sharks' way. On the serve will be number 3, Ava Pontrelli. Pontrelli serves it to Imhoff. Clado on the spike attempt. She'll connect. Isabella Clado. On the serve now will be number 15 for Springstead. And again, we apologize. This was not on the roster we were provided. .15 on the serve. Will come up short. Send it back the Sharks' way. We're all tied up at 3. Adriana Toreto now on the serve for the Sharks as the Eagles complete their substitutions. Toreto sends it over, dug by Miller. Nuneg and James gave chase but couldn't get there. And Springstead has taken the lead now, 4-3. Toreto with the jump serve. Dug by Durham to Nuneg. Sent over by Clado. Nice spike by Isabella Clado. And the battle continues here in set number 4. It's 4-4. Clado continues on the serve. She'll send it over to Toreto, who is able to send it right back, and it stays in bounds. The Eagles did not expect that. So Toredo caught the Eagle defense sleeping a little bit there. And they'll take the lead back 5-4. Valakovic on the serve. Durham up with it. Ricochet's out of bounds, kept alive on a nice hustle play by Emily Miller to keep that one alive. But it still falls the Sharks' way, 6-4. Nuneg to James. Diving play there by Valakovic. Cullum. Nuneg and James went for the block but couldn't connect. And Coach Gracie will take a timeout after the Sharks open up a 3-point lead here in set number 4. 7-4 is your score. We'll take a break also and be back right after this.
Navy SEAL veteran and endurance athlete Don Mann pushed his body to the limit and tried regenerative medicine when all other options failed.
It's unbelievable. I just assumed I was going to be in pain forever. And I've been in pain since the 80s. Now I'm running and riding a bicycle faster than I have in 7 years. Even my vision is better. I'm 100% pain-free right now. And I don't take any medications.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for regenerative treatment.
So we're back to live action here at the Eagles Nest at Springstead High School. It's been a battle the entire way through. Sharks have opened up a 3-point lead here in set number 4 as Valakovic sends the serve over. Durham up with it to Nuneg. Miller dug out of there by Pontrelli. He's able to get it over. Miller again, diving attempt by Valakovic. Cullum up with it. She's going to send that one long. Point for Springstead, 7-5. Serve will now go over to number 12, Emily Miller. Miller with the serve. She'll come up short. Both teams have been putting out so much effort here this evening. Got to wonder if fatigue's going to start to become a factor. Durham with the diving play off the serve from Cullum. McElroy for Cullum. Dug out of there by Durham for Nuneg. Bunch. Diving play there by Pontrelli. And Cullum can't connect. The Eagles take that volley and they pulled them within 2, 8-6. Number 7, Ariana Durham now on the serve for Springstead. She'll send it over. Dug out by Miller. Setting up for Pontrelli. She'll get it over. Diving by Clado. Adelman to Miller. Pontrelli with the tap over, but can't keep it in bounds. So Springstead putting together a run. They've pulled to within 1, 8-7. Ariana Durham sends the serve over. Dug by Miller to Cullum. Toredo will send it over. Clado up with it to Nuneg, setting up Kendall Bunch. And Kendall Bunch connects. Another key play by number 14, Kendall Bunch. We got ourselves a tie ball game. 8-8 in set number 4. If you're just joining us, Nature Coast took sets 1 and 2. Springstead just took set number 3, and we're tied here in set number 4. Durham sends it over, dug by Miller to McElroy. Carpenter gets there, sends it over. Nuneg up with it now. Adelman sends that one long. And Nature Coast able to break the Springstead run. Now back up 9-8, awaiting the serve now from number 9, Addison Carpenter. Carpenter comes up short. 9-9. We send it back over Springstead's way to number 3, Isabella Nuneg. She'll send it over. Mark that ace down for Nuneg. And the Eagles have retaken the lead, 10-9. Nuneg sends it over. Cullum to McElroy. Pontrelli, diving play by Nuneg. Kendall Bunch off of McElroy. And Maddie Cullum went into the bleachers, going all out after that ball. Gotta love that hustle. The Eagles will take the point, 11-9. Cullum's okay. Nuneg sends it over. Cullum up with it to McElroy. Pontrelli, dug by Miller. Nuneg with the set to Miller. Miller sends it over, dug by Cullum to McElroy. Setting up Pontrelli. A beautiful block by Bunch, but returned over by Nature Coast. Nature Coast with the quick return, and Springstead can't adjust. 11-10. McElroy now on the serve for the Sharks. With the jump serve, she'll send it over. And that is out of bounds as that serve runs long. Substitution for Springstead. Savannah Imhoff now on the serve for the Eagles, holding a 12-10 lead currently. She'll send it over. Dug by Cullum to Toredo. Valakovic will send it over. Imhoff with the dig to Nuneg. Emily Miller spikes it over. Cullum with the dig. McElroy tries to catch the Eagles off guard. She'll send it back. Plato blocked by Nature Coast. The Eagles ran out of hits on that volley. So the point in the serve will go back to the Sharks. 12-11 the score. We're waiting the serve from Ava Pontrelli. Pontrelli with the serve. Imhoff to Durham. Plato sends it back. Diving play by Pontrelli. Genevieve sends it over. And a beautiful block kept alive. And Kendall Bunch connects. And Coach Gracie is fired up as the Eagles never gave up on that volley. An outstanding play. to 11 now the score. Number 15 on the serve for the Eagles. That's going to come up short. to 12, some substitutions. Now on the serve for Nature Coast will be number 5, Adriana Toredo. Toredo with the jump serve to Miller. Nuneg up with the set. Clado on the spike attempt. Dug out of there by Pontrelli. Toredo setting up Cullum with the tap over. Nuneg back to Miller. She'll send it over to McElroy. Toredo up with it to Cullum. Diving play by Miller. Clado sends it over to Pontrelli. Toredo up with it. Valakovic blocked by Miller. And Emily Miller is fired up on that block. to 12. Neither team giving an inch. Clado on the serve for Springstead. She'll get it over. Dug out of there by Pontrelli. Set up by McElroy. Tap over. Tap by Cullum. Was blocked by James. Nuneg setting up Miller. Miller connects! McElroy made the diving attempt but couldn't get there. And the Eagles have put together another run. They lead to 12. Coach Gore will take the timeout. And we'll keep it here. Just to remind you about our upcoming broadcasts. Again, for volleyball, we have our season finale broadcast coming up next week when Crystal River travels to Nature Coast. But you don't want to miss the action on the gridiron. We got plenty of football games remaining on the schedule, including the Burger Bowl next week when Hernando travels to Springstead. And, of course, we got the other matchups in October. And don't forget about the rescheduled game of Wildgrass at Hernando, which was moved to Tuesday November 2nd. All that action is coming up right here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Tell some friends, tell some family members. We got a lot of action here in Hernando County. You don't want to miss any of it. 15-12 here in set number 4. Overall, Nature Coast leads 2-1. On the serve now for Springstead is Clado. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy up with it for Valakovic. Blocked by Miller. Nuneg sends it back over. Pontrelli up with it. Cullum dug out of there by Imhoff. Carpenter with the block. And tap back over is Clado. Found some open court just in back of the front line. 16-12. Clado with the serve. And Lene James alertly sends it back. Clado on the serve. Dug by Pontrelli. McElroy up with it. Cullum sends it over. Nuneg tripping over Clado. Miller sends it back. Valakovic. Imhoff keeps it alive for Miller. Blocked by Valakovic and Carpenter. Miller again. Cullum up with it to Toredo. Back to Cullum. Imhoff with the dig to Nuneg with the set. Clado, she'll send that one long over the back line. And Springstead needed that stop, and they got it right there. 13-7. Valakovic on the serve, dug by Durham, but ricochets out of bounds. Nature Coast now pulls to within 3. 17-14. Valakovic on the serve, dug by Imhoff. Nuneg tried to get it over. That was stopped by Carpenter. McElroy for Carpenter, and Carpenter connects. Both James and Miller went up for the block, but Carpenter just went for the tap and is able to sneak it by them. Dug by Imhoff. Nuneg with the set. Miller, ricochets off of Valakovic. And out of play. So Emily Miller comes through again. 18-15. And she'll take the serving duties now. Miller on the serve. She'll send it over to Toredo. McElroy with the set. Cullum spikes it home. Or correction, that was Addison Carpenter. Big play by number 9, Addison Carpenter. 16-18. It'll be Maddie Cullum on the serve now. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado. Nuneg with the set. Adelman is blocked by Carpenter. And Nature Coast has come back and pulled within 1. 18-17. Cullum on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug by Clado. Set up by Nuneg for Lene James. She'll just send it back. Valakovic to Cullum. Back to Valakovic. And that goes long. A very alert read by Emily Miller to let that one go, as that was very close to the back line. And a big point there for Springstead as we draw ever closer to match point. 19-17. Toredo with the dig to McElroy. Pontrelli sends it over. Diving play by Miller to keep it alive. Adelman sends it over, but it's going to be long. Substitutions for both teams. 19-18, advantage Springstead. Addison Carpenter on the serve for the Sharks. She'll send it over. Durham on the dig. Nuneg on the set for Emily Miller. Sends it over. Ricochets off of McElroy. And that'll send the point and possession back over to Springstead, 20-18. Isabella Nuneg, who's had an outstanding game this evening. She'll send it over. Diving play by Carpenter to keep it alive. Pontrelli, dug by Nuneg. Genevieve sends it over. Durham for Miller. Cullum digs it out. McElroy setting up Pontrelli. And that's going to fall in play. Bunch went for the block. But there was enough on it to fall down just in front of the net. Sharks within one, 20-19. Kristen McElroy now on the serve. She'll complete the jump serve over to Miller. Nuneg with the set. Spiked over by Clado. Toredo up with it to McElroy. Pontrelli. Miller digs it out. Nuneg up with it for Clado again. Blocked by Pontrelli. Toredo with the dig to McElroy. Valakovic. And that's going to go long. As we inch closer to match point, 21-19. It's been this way all night long in every single set. Both teams not giving way at all. Savannah Inhofe now on the serve for the Eagles. She'll send it over. Toredo with the dig. McElroy for Valakovic. Inhofe to Nuneg. Looks like Bunch on the hit on that one. But contact with the net was made. So the point will go to Nature Coast. Bunch had a lot of momentum, but she was running up on that ball, and it just carried her too far. And she actually made contact with the Nature Coast side of the net. 21-20. Pontrelli on the serve. She'll send it over. Inhofe on the dig to Durham. Miller sends it over. Dug out of there by Pontrelli. McElroy sets up Cullum, but that'll go long. Cullum's been battling all night long. It's had some great spikes. She just got a little bit too much on that one. 22-20. We've got a timeout. We'll take one, too. We'll be back right after this.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
So we're back to live action here in set number 4 as we approach match point. Springstead maintaining a 2-point lead. And it's just been a battle all night long. Outstanding volleyball by both teams. Bunch on the serve. Toredo on the dig. Cullum sends it back. Bunch with the dig to Nuneg for Emily Miller. And Miller connects inbounds. Set up beautifully for Emily Miller, who connects in the back corner. 23-20. Kendall Bunch on the serve for Springstead. She'll send it over, dug by Toredo. McElroy with the set for Valakovic. Bunch sends it back. Ricochets off of Genevieve. Trying to make a play. And we now come up on match point for Springstead. 24-20. Bunch on the serve. Toredo with the dig. Valakovic. And the return by the Sharks connects. And they hold the Eagles at bay, 24-21. Adriana Toredo now on the serve. Toredo with the jump serve. Miller with the dig. Had too much on it. Nuneg gave chase but couldn't get there. And here comes Nature Coast, 24-22. The Eagles just need one. Sharks looking to extend things. Miller to a diving Toreto. Set up by McElroy for Cullum. Imhoff can't get there. And Coach Gracie will take a timeout. 24-23. We'll keep it right here. It's been a fun game to call all evening long. We got a lot of talent on both sides. And the effort's just been just unspeakable. Just great effort by both teams. And you can tell that both teams want this game bad. You're separated by only about 6 miles, these two schools. And you got a lot of pride on the line whenever you play a rival like this. I hope that you're enjoying the broadcast as well. If you haven't done yet so, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's free for you, and it helps us out a great deal. We're a nonprofit youth sports media company, so those subscriptions do help us out. We do appreciate it. Toreto on the jump serve. Miller with the dig. Nuneg with the set for Miller. Ricochets off McElroy, and that'll do it. Springstead has battled back. And we are all tied up at 2 sets apiece. The next set decides it. We wouldn't want it any other way. I'm sure you wouldn't want it either. So Springstead takes set number 4, 25-23. We'll take a break and we'll be back for set number 5, the final set. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Divinity on a custom skincare regimen the year leading up to my wedding. It included a series of in-office treatments, microneedling, PRP, hydrofacials, and an at-home skincare regimen. So I had no worries the day of my wedding. My skin was perfect.
So we move to set number 5. It's winner take all. We're all notched up at 2 sets apiece. Nature Coast took sets 1 and 2. The Springstead Eagles battle right back and take sets 3 and 4. We get things started. Nunez sets it over. Pontrelli to Miller. Clado dug out of there by Cullum. Pontrelli with the spike attempt comes up short. And Springstead jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Isabella Nunig on the serve. And that will come up short. McElroy on the serve for the Sharks. She'll send it over. Dug out of there by Miller. Nunig with the set for Clado. McElroy for Valakovic. Blocked by Bunch. Kendall Bunch comes through again for the Eagles. And they'll send the point and the possession back over to Springstead's side, awaiting the serve from Savannah Imhoff. Imhoff with the jump serve. Cullum to Toredo. Outstanding hustle play by Maddie Cullum to send it back. But the Sharks couldn't recover. And the Eagles slam it home. And an early timeout here by Coach Emily Gore, trying to keep her team focused as they're showing signs of frustration on the court. We'll keep it here for this timeout. Again, we got a lot of exciting broadcasts coming up, not just here with the fall season, but all year round on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. We have outstanding coverage in the spring with baseball and softball in Hernando County, and we look to expand our coverage this year. And this winter, we are looking to debut wrestling this winter, so be in tune for that. A lot of exciting broadcasts coming up here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network as we resume play. Imhoff again on the serve. She'll send it over. Toredo on the dig, setting up for McElroy. And that's Pontrelli. Springstead sends it back. Kind of missed the play there on that one. Pontrelli ricochets off of Imhoff. Sharks get the point, and they'll take the serve. Looked like there might have been a collision in the net on that last one on the Springstead side. I actually have a different vantage point than your viewing camera tonight. Pontrelli on the serve to a diving Durham. Sent over by Clado. Pontrelli for McElroy. Valakovic, and a block by Miller. A diving play by Pontrelli. Outstanding play. And the hustle by the Sharks pays off. Wow. You gotta love it. We're all tied up at 3. Pontrelli on the serve. She'll send it over. Dug out of there by Imhoff. Actually sends it over. Cullum with the immediate return. Diving play by Miller. Toredo sets up Valakovic for Durham. Nunig for Miller. Another diving play by Toredo. Cullum, Miller. Clado sends it back for Valakovic. Durham with the dive. Clado sends it over. Valakovic, Imhoff. Outstanding volley here. And an illegal touch is ruled. Illegal touch, the rule on that play. Point to Nature Coast, but an outstanding volley by both teams. Great effort. So 4-3. The Sharks have taken the lead, awaiting the serve now from Pontrelli. Ava Pontrelli on the serve. Imhoff to Durham. Clado sends it back, and Valakovic alertly lets it go out of bounds. A good read by Hannah Valakovic. And the Sharks have put together a little bit of a run here. Ava Pontrelli on the serve. Miller on the dig for Nunig. Emily Miller. Toredo keeps it alive. She'll send it back. And Imhoff correctly reads that return, and she'll let that one go out of bounds. 5-4 advantage Nature Coast. Ariana Durham on the serve. She'll send it over. Toredo with the dig. McElroy for Cullum. Cullum with the tap. Durham sends it back over to Toredo for McElroy. Cullum on the spike. Dug out of there by Inhofe. But she got a little bit too much on it. Ricochets off the net. Nothing that the front line could do with that one. 6-4 Nature Coast. And Coach Gracie will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. Don't go anywhere. You're watching exciting varsity volleyball action on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Legacy Wealth Partners, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Legacy Wealth Partners.
So we come out of the timeout. Nature Coast holds a 6-4 advantage. We're tied at 2 sets apiece. Nature Coast with the serve, and on the serve will be number 10, Tabitha Genovese. She'll send it over to Imhoff. Nuneg with the set for Emily Miller. She'll send it over. Dug out of there by Pontrelli. McElroy with the set for Valakovic. Turned by Imhoff. Nuneg keeps it alive. And an outstanding spike by Isabella Cleto. Elevates and spikes with authority. 6-5. We've had great action all night long. Cleto with the serve. Cullum for Carpenter. Unable to get it over. And now Springstead has battled back to tie up this game. Back and forth we go. Where it'll stop, no one knows. But we'll get to the end together, and it's sure to be a great one. Cullum sends it over for Nuneg. Durham for Miller. Toredo digs that one out for McElroy. Cullum sends it over for Cleto. Nuneg sets up Lene James. Ricochets off Toredo. And Springstead has taken the lead, 7-6. On the serve will be Isabella Cleto. She'll send it over. Valakovic unable to get that one up in the air. Ricochets out of play. And now Springstead answers with their own run. Cleto on the serve to Valakovic. Valakovic with the spike attempt. Comes up short. Timeout is called. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout also. We'll be right back. So both teams come out of the timeout fired up. Really wouldn't expect anything less here. You're tied up at 2 sets apiece. It's now winner take all. Cleto sends it over. Toredo dives but can't get there. And Springstead has put together an impressive run here in the 5th. Now lead 10-6. Cleto again on the serve. Valakovic to Carpenter. Cullum sends it over. Tap back over by Nuneg. Carpenter to Clado. Nuneg with the set for Miller. Diving play there by Pontrelli. Valakovic. Diving play there by Imhoff. Good hustle play. Both teams doing well on this volley. And Emily Miller connects on the spike. In between a diving Pontrelli and Toredo, who both gave excellent effort, but Miller just found the one spot that they couldn't get. 11-6. Plato on the serve. Pontrelli for McElroy. And an illegal hit was ruled on the Sharks. So that point will go Springstead's way. They've now opened up a 6-point lead here in the fifth, 12-6. Clado with the serve. Cullum for McElroy. Back to Cullum. Tipped by James. James on the return. Spun it out of bounds. 12-7. Waiting the serve from Hannah Valakovic. She'll send that left-handed serve over. Emily Miller dug out of there by Valakovic. A nice play there. Cullum dug by Inhoff, but couldn't get enough on it. And Nature Coast is battling back. They trail by 4. Valakovic to Durham. Nuneg. Emily Miller with the touch. Diving play there by McElroy. A great play to keep it alive. You know, McElroy doesn't do that. They don't get the point there. So a great play by McElroy. And the Sharks pulled it within 3. Durham for Nuneg. Back to Durham. She'll send it over for Valakovic. Set up by McElroy for Cullum. Nuneg for James. Carpenter got a hand on that one. Cullum taps it over. Diving play by Clado. For Miller. Toredo on the dig, setting up for McElroy for Cullum. Cullum sends it over to Clado. Tap over by Nuneg, trying to catch the Sharks off guard. A block there by Lene James. And a return by Isabella Nuneg. Finding that back corner. You gotta love this action, guys. You gotta love this action. Great plays by both teams. Miller on the serve. Pontrelli on the dig for McElroy. Valakovic sends it over. Miller gave chase. Couldn't get there. It did stay in bounds. No touch. It did stay in bounds. So the point in possession will go back over to Nature Coast, 13-10. Maddie Cullum now on the serve. She'll send it over for Clado. Nuneg up with it. Clado sends it over. Carpenter tried to get the block, but instead it ricochets. (14-10). And we've got a substitution for Springstead. Shayla Hadaway now in. She'll take the serving duties for the Eagles. And Hadaway comes up short. Send it back over for the Sharks, 14-11. Awaiting the serve from Adriana Toredo. Toredo on the serve. Miller for Nuneg. Back to Miller. Had too much on it. Missing that back line by about a foot. But good velocity. 14-12. Sharks has now pulled it within 2. Jump serve by Toredo, dug out of there by Durham. Set by Nuneg for, missed that one. And the return volley by the Sharks can't come through. And that's your ball game. 15-12. An outstanding effort by both teams here tonight. The Eagles take it. 15-12 is your final. 3-2. We sure hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. I'm Will Wilkie, and we'll see you next time